Hi
Hi
guys,
everyone,
welcome back to our channel, themasekosyt. I am Michelle,
and I am Anele.
and welcome back to Take Two, where we share our opinions on things we would have seen on social media or things that you guys can also send to us if you want to, as well. And we just share our opinion. But as usual, please do like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Mhm.
Yep. And thank you for being here. So today's topic is a bit of an interesting one.
Mm.
So something that I saw on Threads a while back. I think it was a screenshot from Twitter or something, and someone posed a very interesting question. Most marriages are not working nowadays. What is it that we are doing that our grandparents didn't do?
Mm.
Someone answered, daughters didn't inherit the silence of their mothers. My generation is mastering the art of leaving,
Oh,
letting go.
video finished. What more do you need to say?
So that was their take. All right. So Mr. Marcel, get us started. What is your opinion on this, on the question? Why do you think most marriages are not working? And do you agree with the initial response
Oh, I
that
love the initial response.
I also love
Basically
it
saying women should just keep quiet.
and
Yeah.
suffer in
Don't have
silence
your opinions. Don't share your opinions with us. Keep them to yourself or
and
with your
suffer in the
friends.
marriage?
Share with your friends.
Yes.
Yeah, have a support group there, prayer group. Pray about all your problems.
And just hold on,
Yeah,
Bambezela.
exactly. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this art of letting go. It's a new
You
thing.
die in your marriage.
Yeah.
You suffer until death. Till
What do your
death.
vows say?
Till
What do
death.
your vows say? People
Till
just speak.
death.
Yeah, people just speak at their weddings. Just what do they call it? Lip service.
Lip service.
Yeah. Your vows are crucial to what you're jumping into.
Yeah.
People say for sickness and in health,
Mm,
or for better and for worse.
mm.
What's the worst? Eh,
What is the worst? There's no such thing.
yeah,
There's
and
no
then
such thing as
till
the
death
worst.
do us apart. Then you have people living, going separate
I
ways,
mean, you're
but they
not
are alive.
dead.
Okay, let's be serious.
Okay, no, seriously, seriously, seriously.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, answering the question, what do you think?
Yeah. All right. A lot of factors. Because I'm gonna go to the comparison of our grandparents and us.
Mm,
Our grandparents back then, there was a very patriarchal system they were living in. So the
mm-hmm.
man had a job, the woman normally didn't have a job, and then the woman would be economically dependent on the man.
Yeah.
And then basically, if you leave your man, usually you're going to poverty. that's that's
Yeah.
a big component of why the marriages stayed,
Mm,
or why people stayed in the marriages back then. And divorce was stigmatized.
yeah.
Yeah, if you were a divorcee, you just had some black blemish on you. Whereas now it's a bit normal now.
Yeah.
But yeah, and in the economical stance, things have changed.
Mm.
Yeah, she's the main breadwinner. That was very unique, very new, not very common back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, if there were any situations I've never heard of when going back to my grandparents or even my parents,
Mm.
never mind grandparents, parents as well. So yeah, that was the one big factor of it.
Yeah, I
That it
agree.
was the economical imbalance caused the women to remain in the marriages because of that.
Mm. Yeah, and
Yeah,
women had less rights.
yeah.
Um, I think.
Well, they had rights.
Oh, they did. Okay,
If
I
you're
guess if you
speaking
think about our
politically,
grandparents, yeah, I guess. Mm, yeah, but I'm just thinking also in terms of like you said, women are a lot more empowered now
mhm.
to have their own money. In some cases, even out earn men, and I mean, there's still like a lot of. I'm not saying that now that's completely fixed. There's still a lot of inequalities in terms of the pay gap and stuff in a lot of areas and a lot of sectors. But it's improved a lot, and women are a lot more educated. They're taking more power and control, and yeah, I think also with in light of social media, because back then also with our grandparents, a lot of things weren't brought out into the open, into the light,
Mm.
and they also themselves didn't see a lot of the struggles that their parents or their grandparents were experiencing. Whereas now we just are a lot more informed and we see the suffering, and it's not even appealing anymore. I mean, he's shared, I think he previously shared that he convinced me, or he changed my mindset about marriage. Hence, I am here with this beautiful ring and stuff and married now for almost 6 years. But like it's just like you grew up and you saw all of this and you're like, why would I go through all of that? Like we've just been exposed, exposure, like seeing more media, seeing more experiences, and just it just didn't make more sense
Yeah.
to actually put yourself in a situation where you could potentially suffer, especially if there's no economic dependency and I can take care of myself and I'm capable and I'm smart enough. Why would I do that? So,
Yeah. Yeah, and it's very important as parents to make sure your kids don't see your fight,
yep,
and your kids don't know your business. You
yep,
know, if she annoys me, like I'm really so
yeah.
annoyed, I can't be venting to my daughter. You know,
And I think,
because
yeah, 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 sorry to cut you, but I think that's also a reason why a lot of women are choosing to leave, because also now, because you see how a lot of
the
people are
parents,
damaged from
yeah,
that, and you're like, I have children, and you just, with more knowledge comes more responsibility. Like, you're just like, my child can't see me be beaten every day, and that's normal. Or being cheated on and thinking that's normal, because it just continues a vicious cycle. Sorry to cut you, but yeah.
yeah, absolutely, and the children as well. They don't want to go through what their parents are going through,
Mm,
basically, because the presentation of a marriage is not the ideal one. So we need to do better,
yep.
as married couples, as parents. We need to do better.
Yeah.
And yeah, yeah. I think, yeah, that's it. And I can add other things as well. I think another thing I can add. Well, I did touch on it a bit
Mm.
that it was looked down upon. It was
Frowned upon.
yeah. People were looking at you if you were unmarried back then. Firstly, right?
Mm.
Something's wrong with you.
Why are you not
Why aren't
married?
men after you?
Where's
Or
your man?
exactly.
Especially, and also at a young age, like it was seen you're not married by 22, 25.
Yeah,
Suddenly you're old. How? You're not married?
yeah,
Crazy.
exactly. And
Yeah.
so that was the one stigma, right? Not being married. The other big one was also having a failed marriage and walking
Mm.
out, or
Like it
it,
was seen
it
as
was
an
the husband would
achievement.
walk out,
Yeah.
really.
Mm.
And so that was very damaging. So people would do everything they can not to be divorcees. Yeah,
Yeah, and marriage was seen as a very high achievement. I mean, also
yeah,
now it still
yeah,
kind of is, but I think a lot of people have seen what it like. There's just a lot of horrible representations of marriage that have come to light as well. That it's like the whole I've got a husband,
yeah.
my wife,
Let me ask you,
my
do
husband.
you think marriage is an achievement?
Want to get me into trouble?
I'm asking. I'm asking. You said like if you now, right, or let's say a young person, let's say you're a
Mm,
22-year-old, you just got your degree, so you're looking at your career path, maybe you're starting at your job or whatever it is. Would you say marriage is something that you is in your bucket list to tick off,
the thing is,
and you'll get there
yeah,
soon?
it was never in my bucket list, guys. I was going to be a spinster, like from a young age. Like it was never in my bucket list. I know. I think when I was young, I mean, I also met him very young, so probably those ideals would have changed. So maybe my take on this would have been different had we met at a later stage. But at the stage where I was mid-teens, marriage was just I couldn't care for it. Didn't care for it. Children, I was like, desired, but I had that whole thing. I'll probably have them on my own. Like I was just, please. That's what I was
All
like. Him asking me.
right.
I never saw marriage as an achievement. And even when I did get married, I didn't see it as an achievement. Like it was, I saw it as a gift. I saw it as a blessing that God allowed me to have a life partner who I'm walking with. And even when I like to this day, like when I think, oh, I'm married, it's like just it's just wonderful that I have this life partner that I'm moving life with. I have my children. I don't see it as an achievement. I see it as a blessing. I see it as a gift from God, not something that is like, woo,
So wait a minute. So if you're, let's say your degree,
yeah,
would you call that an achievement
yeah,
that you worked
yeah. I
hard
worked
for?
hard for it, but I don't
Yeah.
think. I think with you, especially our story, I did not work hard for it. It was not something on my prayer list. It's something literally that God handed to me.
Yeah.
You know, like it was just this blessing, it was this gift, especially the way that you are. I don't want to go into all of that, but like the way that you are,
Well,
the way that
you
you
can go.
treated
You can
me,
tell me. You can go. You can tell everyone. Share with
the way that you
everyone.
treated me, and all, it was just like such a blessing. It was like a kiss from God. Like, you know, it was just like this beautiful gift, this beautiful comfort, like this guide, this person who's going to be with me and like help me heal so many things and get through so many things. It didn't see like, it's not an achievement. I didn't do anything for it. I didn't work for it. Yes, I work in the relationship and I play my part, but I didn't work for it. I didn't do anything special for it. And that's why I don't think marriage is an achievement. And others might, but it's not something. I don't think there's anything to be like, shadile, me and my wife, my husband, my. It's a blessing from God. Like same thing with my kids. I mean, we've shared how I had a horrible infection with Ayak. Like it's all like it's God who's allowed me to go through that process to even be able to carry my children full term. I can't see it as an achievement because what have I done? Even though I was super healthy throughout my pregnancies and all of that, God reminded me that He's still God. Same thing with marriage. Like, yes, it's important for me to work on myself and make sure that I'm a good partner to Him. But that's also God working within me to be able to love. I can't love on my own. I don't want to start preaching.
Yeah, yeah. I was
But I,
about to
yeah,
say this is the quick word eternal impact section. Filtered over.
I guess I'll feature soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't view marriage as an achievement. You know, I don't view being a mother as an achievement. I view it as a gift. I view it as a blessing
Okay.
that God has entrusted me to walk this journey and hopefully, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So if you hadn't been married or you hadn't been a mother,
mm.
you wouldn't feel like you haven't accomplished certain
I mean, you know,
milestones.
peer pressure, societal. I'll probably go through those highs and lows. I'm not gonna lie here and say I wouldn't have felt like an outsider, or probably people would have asked me, "Oh, but why are you not married?" I probably, but like, I just had these extremely high standards in my head already. Like, I definitely do not want this, and Lord, like I just knew, Lord, there's no way you're gonna bring me someone who's gonna exceed my expectations. So it's not something I want because I'm not going to suffer in a marriage. Like, and I have my reasons that I can't really go into. But like, I was just so adamant, and then God exceeded my expectations, and hence I'm married. It's
Mm,
not something I prayed for. I'm like, yo, you
yeah.
know.
All right.
So that's me.
Okay. Let
That's my
me let me
take.
cut you then. So,
Yes.
what do you think as well, based on the comment, the first comment, right? Do you think women are maybe a big reason why divorce is so prevalent nowadays? It's turned into an interview.
Yes, I mean, I guess it's the women who are leaving really and
Yeah.
like putting their foot down. So I understand, and you've
Mm,
like already shared your perspective.
yeah.
But yeah, sorry, what was your question?
Um, the women.
Yeah,
Yeah. Do you think they are the way they behave in marriage is a big factor with how divorce is now being accelerated?
I mean, behave how? Like in terms of being negative, or like just being not being submissive, or what? Like just being more
Based on the
vocal.
comments, yeah, I think the comments are suggesting that they are more vocal, more
Mm.
free to express themselves, rather than, back then it was known that women should bite their tongue.
And just accept whatever the man
Yeah,
says and just
yeah.
go with it. And
The man comes, feet on the couch, newspaper.
yeah,
That was the image we had, isn't it?
yeah, but
The
I
woman
think.
does all the cooking, the cleaning, everything, and
Mm,
yeah, Babanji, you don't go against the dad's word.
yeah, but I think the reason women are being more vocal is that
Mm,
if you're not able to communicate with your spouse who
yeah,
you've chosen to walk life with, you're going to vent in other ways. And if you don't, then your body's gonna show. That's why a lot of women have like a lot of these chronic diseases about diabetes and stuff. It's not just like bad diets or whatever external factors. It's also emotional factors, like they affect
Stress.
your body, stress. You also, that's why a lot of our grandparents had strained relationships with their children as well, because it affects your parenting. Like, so we've learned from that, I guess, the current generation, if I'm going to be part of the current generation that's like taking a stance, we've learned from that. And we're like, if you're not going to participate in this marriage in a healthy, positive way, and you're going to maybe continuously abuse me, or if you're going to continuously cheat on me, that I might get diseases or whatever, or you're going to continuously beat me in front of our kids and put this horrible example, whatever the extremities that will lead to leaving, right? Then it's best that I leave than to subject myself and our children, especially because usually there are children involved, to into that situation, because we've seen the ramifications of that and like the effects of that now.
Yeah.
That's why women are more vocal, because it's like, if you're not going to be my spouse, I can't be in this marriage alone, you know? That's why I think they've decided to be more vocal and have learned from the past and their mothers and peers and society, you know. And I think that's important because,
Yeah.
and it's also important to us to share also positive images of a marriage, to be like, this is like, just see the healthy picture and be like, you know what, like I see their marriage. That's something I want. This, what I'm experiencing, is not healthy. I see those children there in a happy, healthy home. My child is suffering, doing all sorts of crazy things, like high suicide rates. There's just a lot that starts from the home. Like the home is the foundation. So I think that's why a lot more women are taking it more seriously
Yeah.
and speaking up, and that's important.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Another thing is, you touched on it a bit, the infidelity. Yeah, it's I don't know. I don't have stats of whether infidelity was higher then or higher now.
Yeah, we don't
I do
know.
have a friend who once said a very powerful statement. It's gonna be some might be offended, you know. But there was a debate going on. We were very young then.
Mm.
And then yeah, he was like, abantu abadala. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They were very, very, very adulterous. Like, no, it's just that now social media shows it more, you see. But it's like, okay, let me ask, how many of us here in a group?
Ish,
There were like
I remember
there were
this
like 7 or 8
conversation.
of us. Like, how many of us here have parents who are married, but the dad or the mom has a child outside of the marriage? Eesh. And almost all our hands went up. you know. So it was one of those things, you know, we can't really,
Mm,
I don't know. But what I can say about adultery now is that it seems more prevalent that even women are very adulterous, whereas then I don't think women were so adulterous. What do you think? Is it a flawed perspective I have, maybe?
I think, yeah, I don't know. I would say maybe, but who knows all the secrets that they bear. I think as
Mm,
women, we know how to hide certain things, or we're a lot. I don't know. Some might take offense,
mm,
but we're a lot smarter than men at a lot of things, and just, you know, knowing how to play that game. So
mm,
as much as I'm inclined to say, yeah, you're probably right. I don't know.
mm,
However, I just think, just coming back to the point of adultery and women wanting to stay because the shame of leaving their marriage seems worse to them, again, it would affect the home because they don't forgive that situation. They're staying there, they're staying bitter, and they take it out on their kids or whatever. And it's just,
mm,
and like, that's why, you know, people who still go on to get married have like a very low tolerance for certain things because they've lived those things,
mm,
and they don't want to perpetuate these things, and they're just thinking, oh, I remember those feelings I had as a child. I do not want my children to go through that.
mm,
Hence they leave.
mm,
Because yeah, the whole staying for the sake of staying, and then also like infidelity, especially when the AIDS outbreak came about, just made things worse with STDs, diseases, like
mm.
leaving orphan children.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
There is a feeling with some men, a lot of men, most men, there is
Mm.
a feeling that like men are allowed to cheat, you know.
Mm.
It's a common feel. It's a common
Which
theme
is
that I've
crazy.
encountered where
Mm.
people are arguing it that it's natural, it's normal for a man
To
to
cheat.
cheat on their woman, and then that's why you have formal adultery, you know, where there's an agreement. We call it polygamy. Yeah?
Anil is touching on something, and people will tell you it's culture. Anele,
And these other things as well. What are they? What are they? Those ones?
we're open
Yeah.
marriage,
What? Polyamory.
polyamorous,
There we are. You see all these terms. It's just the formal terms utilized
open
for
relationship, open
for
marriage,
yeah.
swinging.
There we are. Formal adultery.
Uh,
That's all it is, really. It's just
yeah,
people. You're just greedy. That's all. I'm sorry. Sorry to say. You're just greedy.
yep.
You're not satisfied with what you have. And
Mm,
then, yeah, just
just
cause
goes
problems
sour.
for everyone else, including yourselves. You think it's working for you.
Mm.
But sorry to be controversial, but I just had to share that too, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think we'll go on and on about this topic, but like,
Mm,
yeah, I think we'll probably end it here, guys. And there's a lot more that could have been said or unpacked, but I
yeah.
think we've touched on the main things. Please do share other things that you think have caused women not to put up with a lot of horrible things in marriage and make the brave decision, the hard decision
Mm,
to leave, because no one gets married to divorce,
yeah, absolutely.
and it's very hard. And like, I know it's a very touchy subject because others are so against divorce, and I understand, and others are on the other side where I'm not going to suffer, I do not come here to suffer, and I also understand that. But yeah,
Mm,
please do share your perspective in the comment section below. If there's something you want us to dive into further on this topic, please also either send us an email on our email account or leave a comment, and we will be sure to discuss it in future.
yeah. All right. Thank you,
Yeah.
guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe,
Mm-hmm.
and share with others as well. And also share
Yes.
your comments below. Bye.
Bye.